everybody, and welcome to GenFriends. I'm your host, Sherry Hudson-Passy from Carolina Girl Genealogy, and we are going to have a lot of fun tonight, especially with these wonderful panelists, and we got one on the way. We hope she's going to join us in just a couple of minutes. First, we've got Dr. Shelley Murphy, who is with us with her Virginia background, and she
Blue Ridge Mountains,
Blue Ridge
folks.
Mountains.
Yes.
And you can find her at Family Tree Girl on all the social media, and that's where she writes her blog. So we're glad that you're here, Shelley.
Oh, now you're embarrassing me because I haven't wrote in a month.
Oh, all of us, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine.
Jenny, when was the last time you
You
wrote
are,
one?
No, it's been about a month or two.
We're all really busy.
I actually wrote today, so I'm
Oh,
good for a
Laura,
month.
Laura, speaking of which, Laura Hedgecock from Treasure Chest of Memories, and from what I understand, she's got a post coming out really soon. So thank you, Laura. Thank you for setting a good example for us.
Anyway.
Thank you for that. Glad you're here, Laura.
Sure.
Like her to catch.
Let's get through the night, ladies.
We won't ask you when the last time you wrote, but you write good
Hi,
stuff.
Everyone.
we all go in fits and spurts. Just put it that way.
It does.
It does. All of us do, because we're so busy doing all these other things. But Mary Kircherati says she's on her way, so hopefully she'll pop in just a minute from MKR Genealogy. And from the Institute. What is it?
Applied Genealogy Institute.
I always want to say it wrong or backwards or something. I don't know. I've got this little thing. I don't know what it is. Anyhow, we are going to talk about RootsTech because RootsTech is coming up. I got my RootsTech shirt on. So does Laura. And Laura got a cool jacket. Look at her.
Yeah.
It's March 6th through 8th, and it's in Salt Lake City, Utah. And some of us will be there live and in person. And then, of course, there is the virtual option, which is absolutely free. So, you can, the virtual.
Was it free?
Yeah, it's free. You can watch for free. So the virtual option. Now, the live one is not free. You got to pay for that. So
by live, you mean in person?
By live, I mean in person. Virtual.
Yes, because we have live on the virtual.
Yeah. Live in person, being right there, boots on the ground in Salt Lake City. So Jenny and Laura and I are going to be there in person. And so we're very excited about that. Shelley is going to be watching virtually. And Melissa, who couldn't be with us tonight, is going to be presenting virtually. So you'll be able to see Melissa. And before
Has she made it there before in person?
No, Melissa doesn't like to travel, but you can see Melissa's presentation at 5 p.m. Central. Now, there is a web page so that I don't mess everybody up. There is a web page and an app. When you click on it, remember the times that you're going to be seeing are going to be mountain time. These are all held in mountain time. So, go ahead. Yes, Laura?
So you said there's two. So on the website, so even though
it's a post.
On the app, everything is in mountain time.
Mountain time.
On the website, I don't know whether it's from your ISP or what.
Oh, it probably is showing
to your local time.
That's true. Be aware of that so you don't miss something that you really. The app is free. I would download the app and use the app, to tell you the honest truth. So it's free to use that app. And then you can take the app and you can set your schedule. You can do that on the website too.
I have 3 RootsTech apps.
Well, if you just click on one of them, any of them, it will pull up the new one. So the one
I'm like you. I was like opening all the 2024 updated automatically, but then I had like a 2023 that it just sat there.
I don't know which one is.
So it's red. It's red. So if you have it on your phone already, it's red. So just click on that one and it will update automatically. No. And then you can look for your favorite.
It's refreshing.
Or topics or anything like that, and then you can add them to your schedule. So if you're there in person, that really helps because it's right there. It'll tell you your schedule for the day, and it just really, really helps. I saw an interesting question, and we're probably going to be jumping all over the place because we got all stuff very sick. But I saw somebody ask an interesting question as a newbie going live in person. she said, I'm clicking on all these things because I want to see them. And so I'm hoping that I can just hop from room to room. No, you can't hop from
No.
room to room. Well, number one, let's talk a little bit about etiquette when you're and you go in to listen to a speaker. It's really rude to leave, unless you have some kind of an emergency or something like that. Because think of us poor speakers, we're up there and people start leaving. We think it's us. We don't realize it's you trying to catch every presentation at that time period, right?
Yeah.
So they'll all have a handout, and the handout is on the app as well. So you can look at the handout, look at what you want to go to and make that plan. But you need to understand that the doors will close if the room gets full and you're not getting in there.
Absolutely.
Or when it starts, they usually close the door. So figure out where you want to go and get there, and don't try
I
to.
got it, and the app is updating.
All right.
Good.
And
It's
it's
so hard
not
to-
red because my red one was 2020.
Oh,
And
mine
so
is
it's
red.
more of it's a lighter color in the red family.
Oh,
So
okay.
if other
All right.
people have other,
So particular.
it's a orangey
Like a
red.
pinky.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah,
everybody show
it
that.
is an
Okay,
orangey
sorry.
red. It's not a.
Sorry, it's an
And
orangey red.
2020 is red. So
Okay.
you
It's
know
a
what I
poppy
did
red.
first.
If you're looking for the app, just go to the App Store on Android or iOS, and you can find the RootsTech app on there. And
Email Shelley. She'll help you. She'll walk you through it.
Shelley will help you. And it's free. It's a free download. But especially if you're going to be in person, you've got to have the app. The
Yeah.
app just will help you so
Yeah.
much because you're not going to lug around. Well, some people lug around their computers to take notes and stuff, but it's just easier to use the app. So
You also,
go ahead. Yes.
I was
Yes.
just going to say on that same note, it's good to have the app because you can choose more than you need to have a backup, I think, a little bit
Yes.
too, because if you first of all can't get in a room, or
Right.
maybe you get sidetracked with something and
Yeah.
you have to choose, you have to pivot, and say, okay,
Yeah.
where else do I want to go, or what else,
Exactly.
so
That's a
the app
very
is really
good point.
handy,
The
that
app
way.
is really good for that. Plus, you're putting a calendar together, your
Yeah.
schedule.
Exactly. So you
Love
don't miss
that.
anything. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you've got a ticket to get in. And that's what this person
Mhm.
was asking. It's not a ticket. You just got to find it and you got to get there. Yes, ma'am, Laura.
Gee, what is
Yes, ma'am.
So, one of the things that they've improved over the years is the reason they start giving you these schedules back is what they're doing is as people have started building their schedules,
Mhm.
they're forecasting with more accuracy the room
Yes.
sizes.
Yes.
And so even now, like it might have been, 255B, and now
Right.
it's
That's why we're not telling you the room.
255BC, which means they're opening the room up.
Right.
So
That's why we're not telling you. We'll tell you what we're going to do and the time, but we won't tell you a room because they could change it. So
yeah, they could change it, but
probably not. But
my thing is still updating.
okay.
Let us know when it's done.
It's just
Let us know.
you're more
it's one of
behind than the
things
rest
that-
of us, Shelley, so there's more to update.
Well, no, what it is for folks that are listening, when you do download the app, you have the option of Android or Apple.
Right.
And I picked
Exactly.
Apple, so it's gone through my OS system stuff
Oh, I gotcha.
and download.
Okay, just
So
the
it's
way you
and it
downloaded
didn't do that last year,
Oh, okay.
and stuff. I don't remember having that option. It was just there. So.
Right. Well, really quick, while we're on the topic of speaking, Laura, do you want to tell people when you're speaking? I told you guys that Melissa is speaking. Hers will be online, and it is at let's see, 5 p.m. Central, which is going to be 4 p.m. Mountain Time, and hers is going to be recorded, and you'll be able to watch it there. And before I forget, Melissa wanted me to share a tip, and her tip is don't get overwhelmed with what you're seeing. Well, either place, whether you're, there in person or watching online, because all the ones that are online are being recorded. So you can go back and watch. So that's a good tip too for people that are in person.
Yes.
You may want to look and see if anything's being live streamed. But if it's if it's somebody you really want to see, then go. But you can watch the live stream later and then choose something else to go to that time period. So, yeah.
And
And
there's so
when you
many
go in,
choices.
yeah, there's so many choices. When you go in to look, you can choose. For a schedule for the day, it'll ask you, do you want in person? Do you want, or do you want something that is, that's going to be online? And so it'll let you schedule that. So your whole schedule is not being filled up with things that you can't go to because you're not going in
Right.
person. So you can choose the days for what you're going to do. So Laura, do you want to tell us what you're doing and what times they are?
Yes, so the first one I'm doing is on Friday at 9:30 in the morning, and it's called Practical Tools for Family History Writers, and it's mostly techie. There are some tools that are old school, so they're not really techie. And then on Saturday, I'm doing Navigating Sensitive Topics, writing about the difficult chapters of the family history. And then in the expo hall on Friday, I think at 5:15 p.m., I will be standing there looking lonely at Deseret Books because
Deseret
I have a book
Yes.
signing. And so if
Yes.
someone wants to come and keep me company during my lack of customers,
Oh.
Show up. So I'm asking people, show up for Laura.
Show up for
Support Laura.
Laura. Show up for Laura. Oh, that's so fun.
So what book are you signing in?
it's been out for 10 years. It's called Memories of Me, a complete guide to sharing and telling the stories of your life. But
It's a
this
good
is the
book.
second year they've done this. Presenters who are also have books, even if they're not LDS authors, Deseret Books
Right.
sells them in the
That's
expo.
Exactly.
awesome.
So it's a
Exactly.
nice opportunity for us to have
Yeah.
contact with the LDS audience and stuff.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, that will be great. But let me
Yeah.
quickly tell you mine so we can move on to other things. So, March
now
6th,
for the most important information.
Thursday, Thursday, March 6th from 8 to 9. So if anybody wants to get up that early, I don't know if I do.
But was her time 9:30 in the morning? That's mountain time.
Mine is 8 to 9, 9,
Okay.
yeah, in the morning, mountain time. And it's live and in person, and I'm doing mistakes I have made. Confessions of a Repentant Genealogist. I love this. This is the most fun. So if they wanted to choose one for me to do that early in the morning, at least it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm doing that at 8 o'clock that morning. And then they've got me scheduled for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm doing a presentation called Plan Your Work and Work Your Plan. So it deals with creating a
That's a
research
nice
plan
concept.
and then how to follow through and work that plan. So I'll be doing that Thursday afternoon, and then they gave me Friday off. And then no, they didn't. They gave me Saturday off. They gave me Friday off. And see, I don't even know what I'm speaking. I'm doing another 9:30 to 10:30 Mountain Time in the morning. And it's called Becoming a Genealogy Speaker. So if anybody's interested in doing that for preparation
Ooh,
to
that'd be fun too.
presentation, so that should be a lot of fun. And then they gave me Saturday off, so then I can go to see Laura. So it'll be great. I also wanted to tell you that we won't be doing GenFriends next week because we'll all be flying in and going to Salt Lake. But we are going to, they've given us an opportunity in the Media Hub. So if you're in person in Salt Lake, we can't let you in the Media Hub, but you can come because we are going to do, they've got a little booth set up, and we are going to do GenFriends from the Media Hub at RootsTech. And so we're hoping
Awesome.
Shelley can pull in, virtually, and Melissa can
Sure.
pull in virtually. And so we'll be there, and we'll grab some people to talk to. We've got Tom Reed already on the schedule, if y'all know him from Family Search. So that's gonna be interesting, and we'll pull some other people. And then I don't think it's gonna go out live. I think it's gonna be recorded just the way we're doing it here, and then get it out so you can watch it later. So
I
yes.
have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is there a theme? And I'm saying this for the
Yes.
audience.
Yes, there is a theme. Who'd like to tell us our theme? Shelley, you want to tell us our theme since you brought it
No,
up?
I'm asking you. I
Okay.
registered,
All right.
but I
Discover.
registered as soon as it came out. I can
Yes.
go look it up for you.
It's Discover. It's Discover. RootsTech has a
Awesome.
theme every year, and I'm going to put
Yeah.
a link to, there's a song. There's a song
Beautiful.
every year. Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful.
It is.
Jonathan Wing, who works for RootsTech and Family Search, has written the theme song at least for the last 2 years. He is a gifted songwriter.
Yeah, he really is.
Very gifted. And so I'll put the link to that so y'all can listen to the song. So
That'd be great. And I raised that for a reason.
Mhm.
And because when we have these themes, one of the things that she has not said is that this is the largest,
Yes. What
basically
is RootsTech? That's right.
global in
Yes.
the world, RootsTech. And since COVID, I have not been back. So I'm ready to go, but I can't go this year. But anyway, when we're talking about 20 to 25,000 or more, that could be in person. And then you think about online, but it's
Oh, yes.
worldwide
Yeah,
when
it's
people are
worldwide.
seeing this. So this is, and one thing, I'm saving my feet for sure because of the walking, which I
Yes.
love it, and all the stuff that's going on
Yeah.
at the palace and so forth.
Yes.
So, because
Yeah.
I know Jenny
Yeah.
was going to talk about a
She
component
is.
of
Yep.
roots
She is. And
too,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I just want
Thank you for
people to
that.
know
Yeah.
if they're new, this is the biggest,
This is the biggest.
and
Yeah.
it covers everything.
Every topic you can think of from beginner to advanced,
Yes,
but an
yes,
advanced track, and
yes.
so it's just
Round tables,
yeah,
discussions,
workshop.
presentations,
Yeah.
lots of food, lots of contest type
Oh my
things,
Yeah,
and then I'll
lots of
let Jenny
things.
take it.
Yeah, lots of things going on. So to your point about how big the Salt Palace is, and that's where it's
Yeah.
held, wear comfortable shoes.
Oh, absolutely.
Wear
I
comfortable
said I'm
shoes.
saving my feet.
Yeah, wear comfortable shoes. I mean, even as a presenter, I mean, I will wear nice clothing, but I always got tennis shoes on because it's just
Absolutely.
it's you just can't wear anything
You will
fancy.
get all your steps in if you are there
Oh,
in person.
You will get
definitely
all
will
your
get
steps in the first day.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And and I'm an introvert. I don't like a bunch of crowds and things like that, but there's
Yeah,
something about the energy being
Yes.
in person,
I agree.
Yeah.
it's just I love it. I absolutely
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
the
I
Yeah.
energy.
agree.
Well,
Yeah.
Jenny, talk to us about the expo hall, which is free for people to come in at any time. And then I
Right.
want Laura to talk about the keynotes, which is another special feature that RootsTech has that other
Yeah.
conferences don't have. They may have a beginning, kickoff speaker, but we're talking big keynotes. But go ahead, Jenny, tell us about the
Yeah.
expo hall.
I mean, the expo hall is like one of my favorite things because I mean, there's all these great classes going on and I love going to those, but there's something about the energy in that expo hall and the education that's going on in there too, because
Yeah.
what's been evolving over the last several years is there is in booth education going on and
Yes.
demos and
remember, it's free to get in.
and it's
So
free to get
yeah.
in. So you
Yeah.
want to, hear Krista Cowan talk about what's going on at Ancestry.
Yeah.
She might be giving
Yeah.
a short demo about something, and of
Yeah.
course all the big wigs are there, and My Heritage and Family Search, obviously, and Ancestry, and all the others,
all
and
of them.
Yeah.
and it's so great to walk around and actually get to talk to people, even though there are a lot of people there. Going to the booth can be like a very intimate kind of thing because you get
Yeah.
to talk one-on-one with some of
Right.
these these people from the bigger companies, but the smaller companies. You can see what is maybe
A new
a new
startup.
app or
Yeah, they'll have
Right.
new startups. Yeah.
new startup, and it's you just I don't know, you just get this one-on-one to learn about these. So it's just, to me, it's really exciting, and it's kind of a nice break from maybe classes where you're sitting
Right.
and you're listening. In the
Yeah.
expo hall, you're interacting with people, you're certainly networking with a bunch of people. One of the things that I
Exactly.
love about walking in the expo hall is you've got your name badge on, and I put some of my business cards,
Yes.
but on my business cards, I have the names that I am researching. And so I have them like tucked in so they're
Yeah.
handy because,
Into your lanyard. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Very
to
good.
my
Yeah.
lanyard. And then, somebody might see that I'm from Connecticut and I'm like, oh, who are you researching? And I pull out my
Ah,
card and I'm
yeah,
like, oh, these
that's
are
a
the
great
names I'm researching.
idea.
you
That's
know,
a
and
great idea.
it's just so fun to yeah, there's contests that go on, like Shelley was saying, there's
Yes.
contests.
Yes. And there's
There's
ribbon collecting.
ribbons, yes, ribbons. Yeah, it's sometimes
And
you'll see
well,
people
and
with
the
ribbons all the
pins,
way to the floor.
On the floor
did
because a
they
lot
have
of
the
them
pins this year?
Do they have
um
the what?
they
The
should.
pins,
Yeah.
remember the
They
different types of
should.
ancestors,
They
and
should. You just
and you
never
went
know what they're
around
going
and
to do. It's all for publicity. So we don't know from year to
Right.
year what the different pins
okay.
we're going to
I
have. But
still have I still have some from
oh, I
years.
do too. I do too. I have
Yeah.
all my lanyards are hanging up on the wall behind me.
Yeah.
So,
So
And it's just,
another
yeah.
question to you, Jenny, regarding the expo hall. If I remember correctly, and again, I was doing virtual last year too, but can't you go in virtually and have conversations, get questions
mhm,
answered, and things like that?
Absolutely.
exactly.
That's, you know, and that's the great thing because virtual you can get, you know, a similar experience, you know,
Right.
depending on you know, who's in that virtual expo hall too.
Right. Right.
And I just love it. I just love it because there's just so much to do and you really
Mhm.
are you know, getting a bunch of different things, you know, coming at you at once, but in a good way because you're
Yeah.
able to, you know, go over and if you're trying to do a lineage application, you go over and talk to the
Sure. Sure.
DAR and
Yeah.
say, hey,
Yeah.
I'm having trouble, you know, and they have
Yeah.
people
Help me
there
out.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and so I love it. I mean, yeah, definitely good walking shoes.
Yeah.
Also like you know, like a
Water.
jacket, you know, or
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
sweatshirt because it's cold in some of the classrooms and it's
Sometimes, yes.
hot
Yes.
sometimes, like, you know, so it's crazy, you know, that
Layers.
definitely
Layers.
layers,
Layers.
Layers.
water
Yeah.
bottles. I mean, they have lots of fountains there for to fill up
Yeah.
your water bottle because it's
Yeah.
you know, I definitely, you know, use that a lot. But so it's just a lot, you know, to experience it and
Mhm.
I just love it. It's one of my favorite
A
things to
lot of
do. Yeah.
interaction.
Yes.
That's
And you
what
Yeah.
know,
I loved about it was the
yes.
interaction,
Yes.
Yep.
not with
Yep.
just the vendors, but also, you know,
Meeting new
you're dealing
people
with, who
Yeah.
or
you're talking
meeting old
to.
friends. I mean, I have met people at RootsTech that I connect with when I go every year.
Hmm.
If it
Yeah.
wasn't for RootsTech, I would have never known them. So
Yeah.
that's fun too. And Jenny, another thing I was thinking about the expo hall is they have entertainment. They will
Yes.
have,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
entertainment from, different places in the world. They
Yeah.
also have a demo theater where they're demoing
Hmm.
Yeah.
different products and things like that. So there's so much to do. So
And some of
yeah,
the vendors also have education in their booths.
Right.
They
yes,
have
yeah,
little
Training in
that's
their booths.
workshops. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like Jenny was saying
Remember
about
Cousin Russ and Family Tree Maker?
yeah, he used to
Yeah.
always be there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so there's so much going on. So there are people who maybe for some reason can't do the whole price for the in-person, but all they do is go to the expo hall because you can get in with just an free expo hall pass.
Food and education and
Yes,
interaction.
Food. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So much fun, so much
So I
fun.
And
have
some of the
another
displays the last couple of years have been so fun. Like they
Yeah.
had that Central Park and it
Oh,
had,
Oh yeah.
like a little meetup place and it had, or what was the year before last? They had one of those things that goes around in a circle that you can then with your phone. Cheri
yeah.
got
Oh
me to
yeah.
do
That,
that.
we
I
got all
remember
that
you guys doing
together
that.
and went
I
around
do
and
remember
yeah,
that.
it was
Yeah,
really
but
funny.
Storied had like the old movie theater and they had an old
Yes,
car and a motorcycle,
yes.
it just like taking a step back. I wonder what they're going to
Right.
do
So
this
it's
year. That's
like
what was fun.
genealogy Disneyland, and then
That's
for a
really
lot of
what it
people,
is.
right. And
Yeah.
for a lot of people, they want to come in person because the family search library is just a couple of blocks away. And they offer shuttle buses that go back and forth. And so you
Right.
can,
Or golf carts.
So I'm gonna
yeah,
make a
the golf
comment.
carts. Yeah. Yes.
Books, 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 books,
Oh,
and you
yes.
can ship them home. That's all
That's
I
right. That's
say.
right. Lots
Don't
of
worry
books. You can
about
buy
packing your
books.
suitcase.
Exactly.
Ship them home
Oh my
because
goodness.
it's like
Yeah.
walking into mini bookstores and some of
Right.
those vendors. Yes.
Yep.
It
That's
is.
true.
And also, like, there's just things you would never think. Like,
Mhm.
one of the things I brought home last year, there was a girl that had painted beautiful kind of watercolors for different places around the world, and she made them into postcards.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I mean,
You just
I
never
don't know.
know. You
You
never
never
know.
know.
There's
And what I didn't
jewelry.
get that I
Yeah,
still
there's
regret is
Yeah.
uh-huh.
last year Ancestry had the dog DNA kits for like $8. Those things
Uh,
are
I sent
expensive.
one to my daughter for Robson,
That's so funny.
my grand dog Robson.
That's hysterical. Speaking of the Family Search Library, they have special hours too. They're
Yeah.
open longer during
9
Roots Tech
a.m.
week.
to 8 p.m.
Yes, and so you can get done with your classes and then just hop right on over there and
And your brain will
come
not
in
be a bit
early.
exhausted. So we
I
hope
know.
you
I was
do
gonna
that.
say
So
that's the
Oh
you
my
guys,
thing.
gosh.
when you get
I
home, you're
could
gonna
tell a
sleep for a few
story,
days.
but I won't. Is the cafe little restaurant still open? Was it open last year?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Absolutely. Yep.
Should I tell my story?
Sure, go ahead.
This is what could happen when you're there.
Okay.
I made it. This was my first Roots Tech. This is
Mhm.
about 2018 or something like that. I'm in at the library, the family history library.
And if you haven't been back since then, they've completely redone the library, and
No,
that
it was
cafe
Mhm.
2019.
is
The last time I
huge.
was there was
Yep, it's
2019. But
totally
this was
changed. Yeah,
my first time going,
yeah.
and I'm being helped, researching. I'm sitting at the table, they have the computers up, and there was a lady next to me. And apparently I was dozing off, but I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that was about 3 or 4. I had not gotten up, went
Oh
to
my
the
goodness.
bathroom
It
or
happened.
anything.
It
So it's
happened.
basically a little bit of passing out somewhat. And
And that's
she
like,
says, ma'am, you okay? You okay?
Oh my
And I
goodness.
said, yes, I'm almost done. And I just kept saying that. And she said, do you realize it's 3:30 in the afternoon? And I've been here since lunchtime and you haven't gotten up. I was stuck. I was still researching. Wait a minute. So I said, okay, I better go get some water, go get something. She said, there's a little cafe on the corner. So I go, I'm leaving. I
yeah.
had been there since they opened. I go to the corner, eat, and go right back there till they told us we had to leave. They were
Well,
closing up.
well, guess what?
That's how you get in there
Yep,
and you just can't stop.
exactly. But now you don't have to go anywhere because downstairs on the first
They
floor,
redid.
it's really big. You can even get ice
Yeah.
cream in there. They have a rocking chair, huh? Laura,
Wait,
they have a
ice
rocking
cream
chair.
is you and Laura thing, right?
So I'm just saying there's all sorts of stuff.
The rocking chair is a sensitive subject with me because she loved it. And then in Nathan's last
Because I
book,
suggested that that's what his character do, and he put it in there.
and
And
so
he put
I'm
it in
like,
there.
we are going, I was like writing in my comments, I think we're going a little too deep in the details, in the weeds here about the library. And then he doesn't just reply to me, he replies to Cheri and says, can you believe Laura wanted me to take the rocking chair out of the book?
Guess what?
And,
It's in the
and you
book.
can explain who Nathan is in
Well,
case
Nathan Dillon
there's
Goodwin,
folks
yes.
that don't
Yeah,
know about the
exactly.
detective.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to put his link to his books in there.
Yeah.
Since I've
Yeah.
spoken about him, and you can tell him thanks that he should thank Laura for the story that led to the links.
Led to the links of people, right?
Yeah.
And he's not coming this year, so we're really sad about that because he usually has a booth and he sells all
Yeah,
his
he's
books.
in Europe skiing.
Well,
Yeah.
they're done. But anyway, so
So,
Laura,
okay, so that was the end of my story. So you're
okay.
going to get locked in. You got all this education. You have opportunity also to go do research. And a
Yes,
lot
yep.
of that stuff is research that you might not be able to access online. And I'm
Yeah,
saying that because
exactly.
you're not in a family, they changed the name, Family History Center.
Family Search Center, yeah.
Family Search
Search
Center.
Center.
And so
Exactly.
I think people should look forward to being able to do both.
Yes,
But
so
I
either
would
head
make
over
one
there at night
recommendation,
or
and
stay a
that
little
is
bit
to go
ahead
to the
or after.
museum.
Yes.
No, go
Oh,
to the museum
across the
that's
street
next to
museum.
the library.
Yeah, it's nice too. Yeah.
Go
So yeah,
through
so
there
either
because you
go, yeah,
understand history there.
right.
Yeah.
Either go, at night after Roots Tech is done, the classes are done, grab you some dinner and run over there, or consider going a couple of days early or staying a couple of days afterwards. So
Yeah,
Because
going
there's a
before
lot
works
to
a
see
little better
locally.
because it's not open on Sunday. So, unless you have something else to do on that Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So before sometimes works
One
out
of the
really
years
bad.
we got to see the choir practicing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
did.
That
that's
was
fun too. A
beautiful.
lot
The
of things. Yeah,
Tabernacle
there's a lot
Choir.
of things to do in Salt Lake. So,
Mhm.
Laura, tell us what's unique about. You don't have to tell us who's coming because they haven't
Oh,
announced
okay.
yet. They haven't even announced. They still got a big announcement
They
apparently.
haven't announced the keynote?
They
They
have
have
one
some,
yet to.
Some of them.
but they've still
Okay.
got. Yeah,
That's
they
what I
still
thought.
have some. So we'll just talk about the keynotes in general. So that I think that is something that's unique to Roots Tech as well is the keynotes because there's a
Yeah,
keynote
in
address
general, I mean,
every
they
day.
have this main stage session
Yes.
that they kind of get the audience kind of worked up, but it is
They
not
do.
it is not as much, and they're educational, yes, but that's not
No.
their main point is not
Mhm.
so much to educate you. It's really things that give you insight into somebody else's world. They're
Inspiration.
inspiring. It's
Yes.
always connected to family history in some ways, but like one year there was this phenomenal ukulele player, and
Yes.
that was more about his culture, in the
Uh-huh.
ukulele.
Yeah.
There's things, stories about adoptions. Like last year, there was the
Christian Chenoweth.
photographer that she
Yeah,
recorded
right.
her mother's
Exactly.
her parents' fight with cancer.
That's right.
This year, I am really excited. So there's a couple. So Tara Davis Woodhull was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes.
And when she won in the Olympics, her husband was there in the stands and he was
Yes.
hugging her.
Yeah.
Then the Paralympics came
Yes.
around and he
He
and he
won.
ran, I think he got a silver or a bronze before he got a gold. So I was like, oh no, she
Yeah.
has a gold and he's got a bronze. How is this going to work?
But they're
But he
so
got a
proud of
gold.
each other no matter what.
So
I know. So
they're gonna be
they will be
keynoting.
there on Saturday. So
Yeah.
that's going to
So
be
that's one of the
super
keynotes,
exciting.
right? That's right.
Yeah. And then Nadaba Mandela is the grandson of Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just,
Yeah. So
I'm going to be really curious about what they talk about and like
Yeah.
what their life journey was like being
yes.
the
Exactly.
grandson.
That
And
That's gonna be a good one too.
under
yeah, I
that.
don't know
Yeah.
how old of a person, he
Right.
is.
Some
So
of my favorite keynotes have been people like I loved Kristen Chenoweth last year.
Mhm.
She
she
was
was great.
amazing. And of course she sang for us. Scotty Hamilton's been there.
Yeah.
Um,
The
Donny
brother.
Osmond, woohoo,
Well, Donny Osmond,
No,
that's your favorite, I believe.
LeVar Burton was still my favorite.
Oh,
LeVar Burton, I think
LeVar's was
all,
really
it's
good.
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely
I
Remember,
think he's my
fantastic.
all-time favorite. He put the
Yes,
bar so high.
he
you
did.
Well,
did.
what I
Even all
like
the
about the
speeches were
keynotes,
there. Yeah,
yeah, and what I like about the keynotes is sometimes you don't particularly know who they are because maybe you
true.
just, hadn't read up
Right.
on them
Right,
and you
right.
learn so much. You learn so
That's
much
true.
about, maybe just a person that you didn't know anything about before.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
love that.
And a lot of times they'll present them with some genealogy too.
Hmm.
And so
Yes.
that is really touching is when they
That's
walk
the
through.
LeVar Burton one was
Yeah,
genealogy. I
yeah.
remember Tom on stage. Do
Tom
you
revealed that.
remember Paula Madison?
Yes. Yes.
Remind me.
She
I'm sure.
was the African American lady. She's over some Africa network or whatever.
Yeah.
Mother was Chinese and her
Okay,
dad
yes.
African
Yes.
in New York.
Yes.
And they met the Chinese side, their mother's family, and all
Yes.
they have these big reunions and stuff. But
Yeah.
I actually got the book and a
Yeah.
CD and all of that. But
She
what a
was so good.
story!
I
Yeah.
had it on my Nook, so she signed
Yeah.
my Nook.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
can't throw out the Nook because
Yeah.
she
Cool.
signed
Scotty
it.
Hamilton signed one of my ribbons on the back of my badge. Yeah.
Oh,
And then they kind of
yeah.
told the media stop doing that. Don't ask
The Pioneer Lady was there too.
Yeah.
Pioneer Lady,
The
Donny
cake
Osmond.
boss was there. I mean,
Yeah.
so we've got one
Who
more
was
Oh,
that?
and the
announced.
Property Brothers were there.
Property
Yeah, the
Brothers.
Property Brothers I enjoyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's why I'm
So
anxious
you have no idea
awaiting.
who.
We've got one more. Yeah, one more. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be because so far, I mean, they're all great people that are going to speak, but usually they have like at least one celebrity person that, that
One
wows
guy was the
everybody.
chef. Do you remember who
Yeah.
was the chef?
Well, Buddy, the
Big boss.
cake boss, yeah,
Yes.
was
Yeah, the
there.
But
cake.
no, they're
And what's his face? What's his name? The football player. What was his name? I can't
oh,
remember
and
his.
we had our picture taken. He
Yeah.
played for the he was
Oh gosh.
played for the
I remember the
Cowboys.
football player.
Sorry, people.
Who's the guy that came in on the motorcycle? Who was
Oh
Oh,
my
I
that?
remember
God,
him
that
Oh,
was
too.
I didn't
I
know
watched
him.
all of his programs. They don't do
BYU
them anymore
TV. Yeah, BYU
Yeah.
TV.
on
Yeah.
BYU. Loved him. He was the history
Right.
teacher,
Yeah.
but he was
Yeah.
a Harley rider. Yes.
Exactly. So you never know what you're going to get. And also, as well as these people that come on and speak about their lives, we always have Steve Rockwood, the CEO of Family Search, always comes in and kicks it off and always leaves us a little bit teary-eyed with his stories. And then the different sponsors will come on and talk a little bit about their brand new announcements and what they're planning on releasing
Mhm.
um, for the next year. So there's always some news that comes out of
Yeah.
those
Some update,
some
something, and I'm going to tell
yeah.
you, full text search has been
Hmm.
a game changer for thousands
Exactly.
and thousands of
Exactly.
Absolutely.
us.
So we don't know what they're all gonna announce, but those are always fun too. So so many good things. So many good things.
Excited about it.
And I think we'll have AI, but not like we had last year. I
Last year
think
was full of AI, so we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of AI speakers I saw in the
Well, it seems like scanning through, there's a lot when Laura mentioned what she's going to do a talk
mhm.
about writing,
Yeah,
storytelling,
yeah.
and I'm seeing quite a few. So I'm wondering if that's part of the
Could be.
discovery is
Could
telling the
be.
story.
Could
they
be.
have
Well,
always been good on the
yeah.
storytelling. I mean, that's what first attracted me to Roots Tech
Yeah.
is
Really?
that they really have always included
This
storytelling as part of family history pursuits.
yeah,
And it
yeah,
was never just hardcore research. It's
Right,
culture,
right.
it's food, it's
yeah,
storytelling, and it's this
yeah,
the personal connections and things that they
exactly.
just have a more, I want to say the word gestalt, just it's just something
Yeah,
bigger than
Big.
just researching
yeah,
names and dates.
Yeah, because
exactly.
it's about pushing that story. One of my new books, which that's my addiction, is books
Fine
besides
book.
genealogy research, and it's linking to writing.
Mhm.
And I know the author because I'm talking with them to do some editing for me. And this is for you, Laura. The title of her book, Tell Me What You See. Visual Writing Prompts for the Wandering Writer.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Tell me
good.
what
Wow.
you see. And I thought, that is cute, because I'm sitting here thinking, and I had talked with them, and it's Mountain Ash Publishers, and they're editing, they're not the publisher I'm dealing with,
Okay.
but they were editing, and I'm working on this book, and it's like, I got everything in there. And for me, not having it in the order freaks me out. That's really stressful for me, because I've got that brain that needs to see like the timeline or to see it in
Yeah.
order. And so I reached out and I said, I need help. I've got everything in there and labeling photos. I said, but it's not in order. And I either got too much of something I don't need. And so I reached out to them and I looked the one lady up. I know the partner. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So that might make me change everything just with that statement. And I think about when you're writing and telling the story, you are saying what you're seeing and what you're hearing
Sure.
and feeling. So
There's
I
so
love
many
the
ways
writing
to,
workshop. So I hope I
Yeah.
get to watch yours, you
yeah,
know.
it would be good. I mean, that was a great prompt. I've done photo prompts before, and they're really
Oh,
interesting because everybody has like a way to
Sees it
look at, like
different.
it could be
Exactly.
like
That's
Yeah.
so
a broken
true.
down door.
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
what does it mean to people? And is it physically a door, or does it represent something in their lives? And um didn't remember years ago at Roots Tech, they did like my photo, my story. And people
Yeah,
had a photo and then they just wrote a blurb. It wasn't really
right.
even a big
And
story.
they put them
And
all
everybody
on.
saw
Right.
something different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they put
so
them
That's
on.
what
Yeah.
amazes me.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
us reading documents or something, the
Right.
interpretations,
Mhm. And
two
that's
of
what's
us
so good
can read it
about
and read
RootsTech,
two different things.
because you can get on there. And you know what, guys, for those of you all, even if the people, if you're going to go in person, all the
Mhm.
recorded ones from the past years are still
They're all
on,
still up.
still there, so that you can
Yeah.
go on and watch. They're there. And so
Yeah.
they
it,
call it their on-demand library. Let me see if I
yes,
can come up with a
Yeah.
link that you can put in the
yes,
notes,
Jenny.
Cheri.
No, and I was going to say, and we should point out, I mean, we're talking about a lot of in-person experiences, but online, I mean, it's
Make
got a lot of
connections.
you know, you can chat online with
Yeah.
Sure
you
you
know, other
can.
attendees. You're
Yeah.
seeing all the keynote sessions. I mean, you can
Yes.
get up and take a break and you
Yeah.
know, let your brain, you know,
Yeah.
it's definitely,
Because
you know, but it's
they're gonna stay there. And so it's not
yeah,
like I know that there are people that are in there they're in person and they don't like crowds, so they watch the keynotes from somewhere else.
yeah.
Now, I love the atmosphere
Mhm.
in there.
It's
You
a
know,
lot.
it
That
crazy
is
where
a
you get up
lot.
and dance, and you know, we
Yeah.
have an absolutely wonderful time in there. But if you can't take it and you're there in person, there's nothing wrong with,
Yeah.
you know, if you've got a computer with you or something, or you know, you can watch
Right.
it. You can watch it from the
Well,
app.
I
You can watch
highly
it from
would
your computer.
suggest or recommend people attend whatever way they can. If it's
Exactly.
online or
Exactly.
in
Just
person,
attend. That's
it
right.
is worth it no matter what. I guarantee there's 2 or 3 talks, if not more,
Mhm.
that
Right.
will interest you. You just
Right.
go through, just scan through that schedule
Yeah,
because there's something every day. I mean,
exactly.
multiple things
Yes,
every day that people
exactly.
can to get into and stuff. So anyway,
Exactly.
love it,
Yep,
love it,
yep.
love it.
Go either way, any way you can. Is there anything else
Yes.
that
I
yeah, go ahead,
I
Laura.
had looked it up here. It looks like this year they're going to have, so they already have the on-demand library that you can
Yes.
still see
Yes.
most things if they're still relevant, if they're not technically obsolete
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So it looks like they have 182 new online classes
Oh
and
my,
247 in person.
Woo!
And so I don't
every
know
For
if that
day.
3 days, and that's just for
247
three
includes
days.
some that are live streamed.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
webinars that are being live streamed. There's a whole bunch of content
Yeah.
that's coming
There's
out.
recordings.
Yeah, there's so much. There is so much. So, and we will poor Shelley is going to watch it online. We will miss you
And
not
we'll
being
miss
there,
Melissa.
and we'll miss
We'll
Melissa
miss Mary.
there and Mary.
Yeah.
But Jenny and Laura and I will cover and take pictures and put them on social
Oh,
media
I'll watch you guys. We'll
and
follow you.
and and then we'll do our recording of GenFriends while we're there. So we're really looking forward to covering Roots Tech for you. If you're going to be in person, come find us. We will be,
Yeah.
when we're not teaching and we're not taking another class, we will be in the media hub, which is, you'll find it right. You know, it's a big old hub where a bunch of people are sitting at tables and everybody's trying to get in, and the
It's usually
security's
the
telling you you
coldest
can't
part
get
of the
in.
expo hall,
Yeah,
so
And
it's
it's
a hot.
by the
it's
back door.
usually, yeah, by the back door and by the bathrooms. Yeah,
Yeah.
back there. So yeah. So come say hi. Come let us know. You
Will
know,
will relative race folks be there this
we're
year?
hoping we've asked
Fast. Yeah.
because yeah,
So
for
make
the
sure you get
yeah,
pictures.
we will get
Okay.
pictures. We will share everything with you, and we would love it too. Regardless of which way you go, we would love to hear from you in the comments. What your favorite part of Roots Tech is. You can come back later and put what that you went and you watched and what you watched and what you enjoyed. We would love to hear from you as well as
Go
that.
ahead,
We
Laura.
Oh,
also
Laura,
we forgot about relatives at Roots Tech.
that's right. Talk about relatives
And
and stuff.
that's important because if you're watching, even if you're not coming, but you
Mhm.
might be related to one of us, we want to hear about that too.
Exactly. You just
Absolutely.
go to the Family
Yeah,
Search app.
I've
You have
already
to have,
checked in on that.
You have to have a tree on Family Search or it's not going to work for you. And what it does is you click on, you download the Family Search app. There is a link to click on called Relatives Around Me. And it will tell you who's around you if you're there. But there's another, the one where you just can
You
link to
see it
people.
online too.
Yeah, where it says, "Are you related to me?" Jenny, do you remember what that's called? Is it Relatives Around Me too, or just relatives?
I think it's relatives around me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Relatives
it's,
at RootsTech. Or is
yeah,
it relatives at
because
RootsTech?
people are posting on Facebook
Yeah, I'm
already.
gonna have to. Yeah, I think I've got the two confused. I mean, there's one that you can sit in a classroom and see if you're related to anybody or around the
Right.
table at lunch. But then
Yeah.
there's another one that links you to other people who join in the site, like they're going to
Right.
RootsTech or even online or in person.
Right. So I
So
have put that link in the chat
okay,
too, Cheri, so you can put
okay.
it in the show notes.
I will do that too. So those are always fun because there are people that have found out that their cousin,
Really?
that how distantly related. Laura's done that, haven't you?
Yeah, I have a cousin.
Related?
I have a cousin that lives in Alaska, and I see her at Roots Tech. She's my fifth cousin.
Yeah, and isn't that? Did you
Fun.
meet using that app or not? Using
Yes,
that?
and
Yes,
we
that's what I
met,
mean. Yeah,
and then she was in London, and she's
yeah,
most
like London.
so hopefully she'll show up this year.
That'll be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, that'll be a
I
lot of
met a
fun.
cousin. We had known each other 10 or 12 years only through email.
Mhm.
And of course, all of what we have now, 15 years ago, we
Yeah.
didn't have. There was no Zoom that I remember. And I met her in person the first time in
Yeah.
2018 at
So,
RootsTech. She lives in Logan, or
yeah,
no,
yeah. There's a Logan, Utah, so you might be right. Yeah.
Latham.
Or
It's Layton.
Layton. There you
It's
go.
somewhere. She's not too far and
Yeah.
stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
And just
Here's
think
here's
about it.
another. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Shelley. Finish
All
up.
these years,
Yeah.
and all we knew was from email, basically.
Exactly.
And then Facebook, and then,
Yeah.
to go
That's
out there
so
and
cool.
we spotted each other and we knew.
Oh, that's so cool.
We knew that was in by the food and where the
Right.
entertainment was at. So it was so nice. And we're still hanging,
Yeah. And to,
and
and to
stuff
that
today.
and to that note, if you're in person,
Yeah.
talk to the people sitting around you.
And they will
Because
talk.
but you never know. I have
Yeah.
heard people say, I was talking to the people around me. We started talking about where we research,
Yeah.
and we're researching the same places. And then they discover too that they're related somewhere along the
That's the
line.
ancestors
So
working.
it's right. So make sure you do that. But you can also do the same thing if you're going online because they have a chat feature. So you can use the chat feature for the class. Now, if you're in a class about a specific region, a specific, state or whatever it might be,
Right.
the chances are even higher there. So make sure you talk to people because you never
It's
know.
the amount of people that you're
Yeah,
around, the chances
exactly.
go up.
Chances go up.
It's just a
So,
fantastic opportunity. I'm waiting for the next London one.
oh, I don't think there's ever going to be a London one.
Oh, they did it twice.
They did it once. They only did it
Oh, I
once.
thought you guys went out there twice.
No, just once. And I think because with the
Okay.
virtual component, they
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
worldwide.
Travel and other.
But you need to know too that just because it's a virtual component, there are people at RootsTech from all over the world. They will fly out to Salt Lake to be there. So
Yeah.
you never know what language you might be hearing in the hallways or in your classes or in the expo hall. So it's just a wonderful, it's a genealogy party.
It is.
It's a big genealogy party is what it is. And so we encourage you, if you can go, to meet us in Salt Lake. If you can't be there this year, you can plan for next year, or you can go virtually. Either way, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your experiences, what your past experiences have been, what's your favorite part of RootsTech if you've been there before. So anybody else think of anything that maybe we missed? And I know we've kind of been rambling, but this is just a conversation.
But that's just how it happens at RootsTech, what we just did.
Exactly what we just did is what happens at RootsTech. Absolutely. You'll see lots of selfies being taken, lots of pictures being taken, videos, all
I
sorts of
won't
things.
get any ribbons.
Oh, we're sorry.
I have them all
Next
still. I
year, I
don't know
know.
why. I
I
still
know.
have all
Next
the
year.
ribbons.
Next year at RootsTech. That'll be our that'll be our theme for Gen Friends. So anyway, with that, we hope to see you at RootsTech. Come and say hi to us, and we'll get a picture, and it'll be really fun. So we appreciate you watching, and we appreciate all our viewers. Please, leave questions, comments, whatever, and we will see you. Well, the next video we do will be from RootsTech. So we will see you
Safe
then.
travels, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.